Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Ari here, and today we're starting something really exciting. My girlfriend and I are launching an e-commerce brand. Now this brand is going to be fully her vision, but I'm going to use all of my marketing and business experience to help turn this into a massive success. And even though the title of this video says dropshipping, this brand will be turned into a full-on Shopify e-commerce brand. However, I still believe that dropshipping is one of the best ways to bootstrap an e-commerce brand. So in hopes to be more transparent and also inspired by my boy Jordan, I want to showcase basically the entire process from the very beginning, which is right now, of starting this brand. But before we get started, if you are interested in building your own e-commerce brand, I'm sure you'll get a ton of value out of this video. So if you could take the time to drop a quick like, I would greatly appreciate it. But let's get right into it. So launching a brand new e-commerce brand. Very exciting. This is uncharted territory for probably a lot of you. Now, this isn't my first rodeo. I've started multiple brands in the past, but this is the first one that my girlfriend has ever started. And as I said, we're launching this together. We're going to be partners on this, and it's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out. And I want to showcase the entire process so that you guys can learn from it. So what we're going to cover in this video is the exact steps that I'm taking to launch this, like from the very beginning. I'm also going to try to show you how you can follow this exact process. So if you haven't started your store yet, this will be the video that hopefully will push you to do it. It'd be really cool if you can follow along in this process with your own store, because as I've said in multiple of my videos, in my opinion, e-commerce is the best opportunity right now for people wanting to become self-employed and build a business. It's literally growing at an unbelievable pace, and the pandemic really accelerated that growth insanely. So there's never going to be a better time to get started than right now, and the sooner the better. You're going to make a lot of mistakes along this process, but every single mistake and failure you learn from. So the sooner you start making those mistakes and failing, the better. But of course, if you're following along with my channel, hopefully I can save you a lot of those mistakes. And then lastly, I'll just cover basically my plans for the future. We're just starting this, but I want to give you sort of the outline that I have planned for this brand. If you want your brand to succeed, the best thing you can do is to have a plan of action. I mean, of course, you don't have to have like an extremely detailed plan, but just having some sort of goal and outline to follow is really going to help you out a lot. So first things first is the steps. What are the steps that we're going to be following in order to build this brand? Now, as I said, yes, this will be a brand, but we are going to be starting with the dropshipping model. The main reason is so that we can get customers right away and not have to wait for inventory to arrive. This way, we'll have a more streamlined business that we can scale quicker and that doesn't take as much upfront investment. So the title of this video is not clickbait. We are going to be dropshipping, but I don't like to just say that this is just a dropshipping store, because I believe if you are going to start a business and you are going to be dropshipping, your goal should be to build a brand regardless of how you fulfill your orders. If you're not trying to build a brand, then chances are it's not going to work out. So the steps that we're going to be taking are brainstorming ideas. So basically product research, market research, and problem research. We'll dive into that a little bit deeper here. But the second step is to brainstorm branding ideas. So the colors of your brand, the voice that your brand uses, the aesthetic, the vision, the why. And then the last thing is just your marketing strategy. Like, how are you going to be generating sales and scaling the business? So the first step is to brainstorm ideas. Now, like I said, for our brand, we've already thought of the idea and we know exactly what we want to do. But the first step to actually getting to that point is to think about your circle of competence. So what that means is basically thinking about your interests, thinking about what you know best to start. Now, of course, you don't need to do that. You don't need to be passionate about the niche that your brand is in, but it does help a lot for two reasons. One, you're going to know a lot of the problems and pain points that people in that niche experience, which will allow you to make a better business that actually solves people's needs. And second, because chances are you'll be more happy working on it and you'll be more motivated to work on it consistently, even if it's not doing so hot. So that's what I mean by your circle of competence. And like I said, this is general advice. There's really no blueprint to success. That's the biggest secret in this whole e-com guru scene. And that's why I hate when people say that I'm a guru or consider me to be a guru, because I don't believe there's a certain way to succeed. And really what I'm trying to do here with my channel is give you general advice that has helped me, that I think will help you. But I want to be clear, there's no secret to success. As I said, there's no blueprint. And at the end of the day, it really just comes down to your determination and perseverance. Now, once you've thought about your circle of competence, start researching what exists in the market already and think about how to improve upon it or add to it. Now, a lot of people say to just copy other brands because that's the easiest way to succeed. But again, there's no easy way to succeed. Success doesn't work that way. And even though that is is helpful advice for people who are just beginning and you really have no idea what you're doing, it does pay off to be original. And this is why I wanted to say that first mover advantage, even though it's not necessary, it is extremely helpful. So if you have original ideas that you can implement into your brand, or original ideas for products to sell, that will pay off, even if it may be more difficult in the beginning. If it's difficult in the beginning, chances are it's worth it, because no one else is going to be able to compete against you since it is so difficult, right? Now, a great site to brainstorm ideas on is Think Testing. I found this site on a reaction video that I made recently. I'll link it right here if you haven't watched it already. I love doing those reaction videos. They're super fun. And in that video, they showed this particular website, which I really love. And what they do is basically they show you all these up and coming direct-to-consumer e-commerce brands. These aren't dropshipping stores. These are legitimate brands with legitimate founders, which is really inspiring. I mean, these people are taking the leap, investing huge amounts of money into their brands and really making it happen, which I really love. This is an amazing way to get ideas, in my opinion, because you not only get product ideas and market ideas, but you also get branding ideas from a lot of these brands that just totally kill it. As you can see, these all look amazing. So make sure you check this out. Now, once you've brainstormed a few ideas for potential products to sell, then you can go on AliExpress, Alibaba, or even Amazon to find the actual product that you're going to sell. AliExpress is of course a great option, especially if you're going to be starting out with dropshipping. And then of course you can then move forward with Alibaba when you want to order in bulk, or you can just contact the sourcing agent in the description of my videos. That's probably the best way. And I will say that basically every product that you can find on AliExpress and Alibaba, you can find on Amazon. So once you do determine what you want to sell, go on Amazon, order the product yourself so that you can see the quality and actually make some of your own content. If you don't know how to make your own content, you could literally just go to Fiverr and find you somebody to make you content. Very simple stuff. We have all the resources just laid out for us nowadays, so there's really no better time to make a business. Now, the next step that you need to take is brainstorming your branding. So this is extremely essential, and in my opinion, the most fun part about starting an e-commerce business. I consider myself to be sort of artist. I love making art. I love designing things, and because of that, this is the area where I really shine, but that may not be true for you. So if you don't really know anything about branding, I would suggest that you study great brands. Lucky for you, I make tons of videos reviewing successful e-commerce brands, and we always learn a ton of stuff through them. So I'll make a playlist of my most recent ones in the description that you can follow. And it's really important that you take the time to do this, because as I said, branding isn't necessarily intuitive. Yes, some people have like an artist eye or a good eye for branding, but you do develop that eye by studying amazing brands. It doesn't just come naturally for most people. And this is why I think it's important to not study other dropshipping stores, because all those dropshipping stores are people exactly like you that don't really know anything about branding, whereas these big e-commerce brands that are successful have tons of money that they've invested, people with degrees in graphic design and branding working for them, and you're really going to get a lot more studying those brands than you are studying dropshipping stores. I mean, that's just the harsh reality. Now, if you want to get even deeper into branding, I suggest you start learning about typography and brand design. In live streams that I've done on my channel in the past, we've watched typography and brand videos together. I love those type of videos. I've watched like hundreds of hours of those types of videos for free on YouTube. I didn't go to school for this stuff. I just educate myself on it because I'm genuinely interested, but it's had a huge impact in my e-commerce career, and I'm applying all those things to my channel now. As you see, my thumbnails are more congruent, the presentations that I have are more congruent, and my website Netsphere along with the course there is also the same way, and I'm always working on it. Now, of course, if you are an amazing brand designer, realize that there's still always stuff to learn, right? Like, there's no way that you know everything, so make sure that you're continuously learning about these things. And like I said, YouTube is an amazing space for this. Like, a lot of people neglect YouTube and, you know, just watch these clickbaity videos, but there's a lot of amazing educational content that you can watch on your own time. Now, a big part of branding is also figuring out your why, like the reason that your brand exists. So take the time to really think about that. Like I said, grab a pen and paper, don't be lazy, and start writing things down. Like, what does your brand have that no other brand has? And it doesn't necessarily have to be super revolutionary, you know? It can literally be a little things such as the founder's story, or your mission is a little bit different than the competition. Maybe you donate a little bit of money to charities related to your product. I don't know. Just think about why your brand exists, and that's gonna make it so that you get the most out of every single visitor that your store gets, because people will be able to resonate with your brand more, and just because they resonate with your brand more, they're likely gonna be more satisfied. which is extremely important, obviously. But like I said, you don't need to reinvent the wheel always. You don't need to have the most revolutionary idea. Just make it make sense. And as long as your branding is still on point, you should be fine. Now, the last thing you need to worry about now is the marketing strategy that you're gonna follow. Now, here's my recommendation. If you have less than $1,000 to spend on marketing, then I would suggest that you start by building an audience first. Now, yes, that will be difficult. It will take some time, but at least you won't have to spend a lot of money up front. So the best places to do this are Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. I would say TikTok is probably the best opportunity right now, but make sure that it makes sense for your brand. Like if your brand is a product that appeals to older people, chances are they're not going to be browsing TikTok, so it wouldn't really make sense for you to put your efforts into that. But if it's a product that a lot of younger people would like, then TikTok would be a great idea, and you should definitely spend some time there. So a lot of you loyal subscribers may be wondering, Ari, I know like a month ago you made a video about a challenge that you're doing, starting a e-commerce brand through just Instagram with no advertising budget. And yes, that is still on. I haven't updated the series yet, but the main reason why is because I actually really care about this brand now. As I started to build it, I thought about it, and I really want to build this into something big instead of just treat it like some pump and dump thing just for YouTube. I will do an update for you guys, but the thing is, this brand really represents a lot of my hobbies, which I'm sure a lot of you don't care about, but if you do care about that, I'm gonna be tying this brand to my second channel that I'm building, which will just be like a lifestyle channel, because this brand is gonna have a bigger purpose of just relieving people of their anxiety, trying to make people feel better through art, skating, and just funny memes. And that's where I'll be putting all of my creative efforts into designing some dope clothes and designs that I can eventually sell to my audience that I'm building there. So I will be updating that video. A lot of people try to copy the idea right away, which was really annoying, but now that I'm making this more about my personal art, it's gonna be way harder to replicate. So if you are interested in checking that out and you care about me beyond just my business content, then I would highly suggest that you go follow it. It's a really dope page and it's gonna be a really dope brand. But for now, we're still just building up the audience because I still want to stick to what I started with the challenge, which is to start it with no advertising budget. Now, if you do have an advertising budget like us for this new brand that I'm starting with my girlfriend, then I think starting with Facebook ads is a great idea because you can basically bootstrap this and start getting sales like right away. Now, you don't have to spend a ton of money daily. You can sort of prolong it and spend like $25 to $50 a day. $25 to $50 a day is sufficient enough to start getting data and start getting profitable sales. And I would suggest that you just put all of that budget into one CBO campaign. CBO stands for Campaign Budget Optimization. This is what Facebook recommends that you do, and it's what I recommend that you guys do as well, with 3 to 5 relevant audiences in each and 1 to 3 different ad creatives per audience. So this is sort of what the campaign structure would look like. You got your campaign, right? And then you got your ad sets within your campaign, and then you got your ads within each ad set. So it's pretty simple, honestly. I have a video from 10 months ago that highlights this entire process, like step by step. I even show you like actual campaign results, which I will show you with this brand I'm starting with Taylor, but we're launching the ads this week, so I don't have anything to show you yet. But as I said, I will be showing you along the way. But if you don't know how to set any of this up, make sure that you check this video out. I'll be linking it in the description or right here somewhere. It's really an amazing video. I'm not trying to toot my horn. I snapped on it, and it's one of my best performing videos of the year. So now, as far as the ad sets that you're gonna choose, this is literally from the video that I made. But if you're selling a dog toy, create one campaign, right, with 3 different ad sets targeting the top English speaking countries or whatever countries or language you are making your store around. And for each ad set, you're gonna pick one relevant interest. So for example, one of the audiences will be dog toys, another one will be PetSmart, and the last one will be dog lovers. And let that campaign run at $25 to $50 a day for 5 to 7 days. That'll give enough time for the campaign to start optimizing a little bit and finding you those sales, and for you to just get enough data to actually see results. If you only let it run for like 1 day, it's not gonna be enough, and you're really gonna be shooting yourself in the foot there. You have to spend a little bit of money here to make money, even if it's unprofitable. But if you've done everything that I set up until this point, chances are you'll actually get some really good results. Now, in order to read the results, the most important thing that you really need to know is calculating your break-even point. So your break-even point is basically the profit margin on your product. So for example, if the selling price of your product is $100 and it costs $40, your break-even point is $60. And then from then you can calculate your break-even return on ad spend, or BE/ROAS. And how you do that is pretty simple. You just put the price of your product divided by your margin, and that should give you your break-even ROAS. Now, the reason why you want to do this is so that after those 5 to 7 days go by, you check out the return on ad spend on your campaign, and if it's above your break-even ROAS, that means it's profitable, which means you can just raise the budget and make more sales. If it's unprofitable, then you can turn it off and make some changes to the ads, or just simply test a new product. Now again, this is from my Facebook ad video, so I highly suggest that you check that out after you watch this, but this is actually really important, and this is why you want to let your ad sets run for 5 to 7 days. The results of your campaign will get better over time as Facebook gathers more and more data. So the longer your ads are running, the more data your pixel's gathering. With the data that you gather, you can identify test groups that resonate with your ad and product, and Facebook will use all that to try to get you better results. And that's basically it. That's where we're at right now. No results yet. We're just starting, but we've done everything that I just covered here up until this point. So if you want to follow along with us, make sure that you get caught up to speed. Rewatch this video if you need to, and make sure that you check out the description for those resources that I linked. Now, as I said, I'll be keeping y'all updated on this. It's going to be really fun, and shout out my good friend Jordan Welsh for inspiring me to do this. I've been seeing him totally kill it with how transparent he is about his dropshipping brand. And yeah, I'm super hyped for this. So make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications so that you don't miss any of my videos. And yeah, if you watched all the way until the end, if you're still watching right now, just know I really appreciate you, and I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Peace.